Hi everyone, welcome back to Get Your Play Online. My name is Michelle, and today for ABC Arts and Crafts, we're going to be making a narwhal and learning all about the letter N. So welcome everyone, welcome to our 8th week of our summer program. It's going to be our Under the Sea theme, and for our Under the Sea theme, I thought it would be so fun to learn just a little bit about this under the sea creature called a narwhal. And tie it into our letter of the week, which is letter N. So I have a few pictures of narwhals to show you guys. Let me just pull them up on my phone. But while you're waiting for me to load my pictures, this is what we're making today. It's a construction paper narwhal, and we're also going to be making a handprint narwhal. So my friends that can use scissors and are ready for that, you can do this activity, but we're also going to be doing a little finger paint activity for our younger friends or friends who can't use scissors by themselves yet. So I have my pictures of real live narwhals for you guys to see because narwhals are a very special animal. They have a really long horn on their head, and they are called the unicorn of the sea. They kind of look like a little seal. They have the blubbery skin just like a seal does, but they have this really long horn on the tops of their head, kind of where their nose would be, and it helps them hunt for fish so that they can get their food. And they usually live in like the Arctic area, so like way up north where it's super cold outside. They love to be in the water, and they live in packs. So I'm so happy that you guys joined me. Let's go ahead and get started, and I can show you what you'll need for this activity today. So of course, you're going to need some construction paper to make our construction paper narwhal. I used blue and yellow. Narwhals are anywhere from a really dark blue to a really light blue color, sometimes even almost like a purple color. So you could use purple and yellow, you could use light blue and yellow, really whatever you have around your house. So I have my 2 pieces of construction paper here. I also have some markers, and if you don't have construction paper, remember with my crafts, you can always use marker to color in a white paper. So if you have white paper and markers, you can do this too. So I have a black, a blue, and a yellow marker. I have a pencil so we can practice writing our letter N, and I have some scissors, some glue, and I usually like to use a glue stick, but I just ran out of my last glue stick. So I have some liquid glue today. If you have a glue stick, that would work even better. And I have some blue paint and cotton balls for our handprint narwhal. And then last but not least, you're gonna need some white paper if you want to practice writing your letter N. So that's everything you guys need for today to make your to do this activity along with me. So let's go ahead and get started learning all about the letter N, and then we can make our handprint first. So here is our letter N. Letter N. It has lots of straight lines. It has 1, 2, 3 straight lines. And just like you hear in the word narwhal, or in the word knot, that first sound is going to be N. So you're going to put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, on the hard palate, right behind your teeth, N. And you're going to use your voice to make N sound. So just like in the first sound that you hear in the word narwhal, N, that's the sound that N makes. So let's sing our letter song together so that we can remember the letter sound for letter N. Ready? Every letter makes a sound. An N says N. An N says N. An N says N. Every letter makes a sound. An N says N. Great job, friends! So we know what letter N looks like, what it sounds like. Let's go ahead and start practicing writing our letter N. So grab your pencil and grab a piece of paper I'm gonna get my pink tray to write on. And here we go, letter N. I like to use my finger first. And I'm just gonna display the picture of the narwhal in case my friends didn't see it earlier. This is what we're making today. This is our animal. There we go. Okay, so letter N for narwhal. For letter N, you want to start at the top and you're going to drag a straight line down. Then you pick up your finger, go back to the top, straight line across, and straight line up. So lots of straight lines, but you only have to pick up your finger once. Ready? Start at the top, straight line down, pick up your finger, straight line across, straight line up. Great job. So let's take our pencil and start practicing. I'm going to draw in pencil first, but then I'll use some markers so that you can see it on camera a little bit better. So start at the top, straight line down, pick up your pencil, go back to the top, straight line across, and straight line up. Awesome job. Let me grab my marker just so you guys can see it a little bit better on camera. Ready? Let's try again. Start at the top, straight line down, pick it up, back to the top, straight line across, and straight line up. Awesome job, friends. Let's keep going. Practice another letter N. Ready? Start at the top, straight line down, pick it up, straight across, and straight up. Amazing. Let's do one more time. Letter N. Ready? Start at the top, straight line down, pick it up, go across. Whoops, my marker just flipped. Go across and come up. Awesome job, guys. So when you're practicing your letters, don't forget to circle your best letter. I think that, I actually think this one turned out to be pretty good. This is my best letter N. So now when I practice writing my letter N, I know which one is the best and which one I should be, which one is my goal for what I should be practicing and doing every time I write the letter N. So friends, we learned all about the letter N. It's time to make our letter N crafts and make a narwhal. So let me grab my paint and my white paper. And this is going to be super simple. We just need some washable paint. And you can use blue or maybe even like purple. And I have some cotton balls here to put the paint on my hand. You can use a paintbrush if you have one. So basically, we're going to make just the body of the narwhal with our hand, and then after it dries, we can go back in with some markers and add the details and make it really special. So our hand, once we paint it, is going to go kind of across our paper, and I have a big hand, but my younger friends who are doing this with me, your hand is probably going to be a little bit smaller. It's going to fit on the paper a little better. So I'm going to put my hand diagonal like this way across my paper. Your fingers are going to be shut tight, and you're just going to press it down exactly like that. So let's get started painting. Go ahead and ask an adult for help with your paint, of course. Always ask before using paint because paint can be kind of messy. And we're just going to get paint all over our hand. All over the palm of our hand. Nice and even layer. We don't want too much paint because then it will take a really long time to dry. All right, here is my painted hand. And remember, squeeze your fingers shut tight for this one. And I'm going to put mine kind of diagonally across the paper, like this. And really, you want to make sure there's lots of room between the palm of your hand and the end of your paper. So I'm going to place mine right here. And press down. Make sure all of your knuckles are pressed down. And when you're ready, just lift it up nice and gently. Awesome. So now you can go in with either your finger or a cotton ball. I'm going to use my finger. And I'm going to just paint over the spots that are kind of missing. And I'm also going to connect my fingers down here. And I'm going to give my narwhal just a little bit of a tail. And this is going to kind of look like the body of a whale. If you've ever seen a whale, their bodies look kind of similar too. He's got a tail at the end, and he's got kind of a long, round body. So really just kind of fill in the space between your fingers, like connect all of your fingers, and then draw 2 little points at the bottom to make a tail. So now you can go wash your hands off, get all the paint off. I'm going to be using a baby wipe just to do it nice and quick so we can keep going on our activity. But we're just going to set our narwhal off to the side and let it dry. And then we can make our construction paper narwhal while we're letting the handprint dry. So I'm just quickly getting all the paint off. But definitely go wash your hands and then come back if you're going to make the construction paper narwhal. I will be washing my hands after this activity is over. Don't worry. Okay, so this is going off to the side so it can dry. And now we're going to make our construction paper narwhal. So this, we turned the letter N into the narwhal animal. And it's really simple and easy. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I think the hardest part is making the N shape. But I'm going to show you guys a really neat trick to do that. So let's grab our pencil and our blue construction paper, or if you're using white paper, just do the same steps and color in with blue marker. So we're going to make this side of our paper into a long rectangle. So I'm just going to draw out a long rectangle. And definitely use the straight sides of your paper because it'll make it easier to draw. And we want it nice and long. So it's going to take up more than half of your paper, okay? So there's my rectangle. Now on the other side, we're going to draw a rectangle that's the exact same. So if you want to, you can kind of fold your paper here at the bottom to make sure that your sides come out evenly. And the fold will show you where your rectangle ends. Oops. So here's 2 rectangles. Here's what I have so far. Here's my 2 rectangles. Now we're going to start at the top of this rectangle and we're connecting across. We're connecting diagonally across. So ready? Draw a line from the outside corner of this rectangle to the bottom outside corner of this rectangle. So you want a line across like this. And we're almost done. Now we're going to make that line nice and thick. So just draw another line on the inside of that, or the outside. Let's see. Okay, so actually I'm going to erase this because I don't think that looks very good for the letter N. So I'm going to start lower and kind of draw like that. And don't worry, it doesn't need to be very thick because we're going to put a round oval in the middle for our narwhal's body. So here's what I have so far. And you're going to need to erase those inside lines that you made before you start cutting. Great. Okay, so here's my letter N. You can tell that the line, oops, there's sunlight coming through, making it hard to see. You can tell that this middle line is a lot thinner than my two outside lines, and that's okay because we're going to put more construction paper on top. So let's go ahead and cut out what we have. And you're going to want to save this bottom part here. So I'm just going to I'm going to cut a straight line across where I made that fold in my paper. And then you're left over with this little piece. Definitely keep it, okay? Because we can use that paper to make our narwhal. So now let's cut out along the lines that we drew so we can cut out our N letter. And keep these little triangles as scraps because we can use it to make our narwhal. So cut, keep cutting. As straight as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but try your best to cut in a straight line. All right, there's the letter N, and see how mine isn't perfect? That's totally okay, because essentially we're going to put this piece here in the middle to make the body of our narwhal. So you really just kind of want to make this rectangle into an oval by cutting off the corners. So you have this scrap piece from the bottom, just go around the corners and cut them, make them round. Right. So here's one side, I cut the corners off. Now on this side, we're going to want to make it a little bit thinner. So I'm cutting off the corners further in. Like this. So this is what I have for the body of my narwhal. And it's going to sit on our N like this, right in the middle. Okay, so now we just need to make the tail out of the blue. And I'm going to take this triangle scrap piece that I have, and I'm just going to cut off like the end piece here, right? So we have kind of a triangle shape for the tail. And then you can kind of cut a smaller triangle out and then cut into the bottom part of the triangle. So cut even smaller triangle out. Whoops. So this is how my tail looks. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. So here is what the tail of my narwhal is going to look like. So basically you just cut a triangle piece out of your blue construction paper and then cut like a little V shape, a little tiny triangle out of that. So here's our tail. And it's going to go at the bottom. So we have our blue pieces ready to go. We just need our yellow. And I like to give my narwhal a little yellow tummy because their tummies are a little bit lighter than their bodies. So I'm going to draw a really small oval shape that will go on my narwhal's tummy, kind of like this big. And we're also going to cut out a really long horn for the top of our narwhal's head. So an easy way to do that is just to make a long, skinny triangle. So use one side. Use one side of your, one straight side of your construction paper, and then just draw a triangle off of that. So here is my horn shape that I'm going to be using for my narwhal. I'm going to cut it out, and then we can start gluing. So here's what's going to go on my narwhal's tummy. This little yellow oval is going to go right here. And here is the horn, and you can make it as long as you want. Here is the horn shape for my narwhal, and I'm going to make this just a little bit skinnier because narwhals have really thin, really thin and sharp horns, and they're super long. But they're not very thick. They're like a really thin pole and sharp. So here's what I have for my narwhal's horn. So now we can start gluing our narwhal onto the letter N. And like I said, I have liquid glue today, but really if you have a glue stick, that would work even better. So first, let's glue our narwhal's body onto this middle part of our N. So put some glue down on your middle part of your N, and then glue the body. Just like that. And then here at the end, you're going to, I'm going to put just a touch more glue here, and just place the tail on the end of the narwhal's body, just like that. And here's his tummy. So you can put the narwhal's tummy like kind of in this area, down here where his stomach would be. And last but not least, the horn. We're gonna glue it to the top of the narwhal's head. And I like to kind of peel the body up a little tiny bit, put some glue under there, and then put the yellow horn underneath the narwhal's body so that it's extra secure. Wow, we're almost done with our narwhal. So the last thing you can do is go in with some markers and add just a few details. So if you want to, you can outline your narwhal in like a blue color to kind of make it stand out, because the N is like the same color as the narwhal, so it can kind of be a little bit hard to tell. where the narwhal's body starts and where the letter N starts. So here I'm just outlining the narwhal, right? And now I'm gonna add some little details on his face. So here's an eye, and here's a mouth. And I'm gonna draw some lines on the horn to kind of make it look like more like a swirled horn, kind of like a unicorn horn. And you can just draw straight across lines, or you can draw little curvy lines like I'm doing. And there it is, friends. There's our narwhal. You know, I just had a really good idea. I think that I'm gonna draw some like little waves here to make it look like water. You can do this too if you want, but I just thought of this idea and I think it would look really cute. Yeah, I like that. So I'm gonna add some waves here on my on the legs of my N to kind of make it look like my narwhal is swimming through the water. There. Wow, I love it. Great job, guys. Here is our letter N, narwhal, the unicorn of the sea. Here it is. I love how it turned out. So now that we're done with our construction paper narwhal, let's check on our handprint that we made. And it looks like it's almost dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what details I would add to this narwhal to kind of make it look like a narwhal instead of a whale. So first I'm taking my yellow marker, I'm gonna make a horn. And this is why I kind of put mine on like on a slant instead of going straight across, because I wanted to leave enough room for the horn on my narwhal. So I'm just coloring in his yellow horn. And now we can give him a face. So here is an eye, just like the one we drew on the construction paper. And here's the mouth. And there's our narwhal. And we made it out of our handprint. So now we can add some details, just like we added a little bit of detail on our construction paper. We can add some waves in the background. Great. And maybe some fish in the background too, and maybe some like underwater plants. Ooh, that green is really dark. So I'm adding just like some squiggly lines here at the bottom to make it look like plants. And don't forget the fish, because narwhals are excellent hunters. That's why they have the horn on the end of their nose, so that they can hunt for fish and grab them all up with the horn. So I'm gonna, ooh, this red marker is not looking so good. Maybe some pink fish. What do you guys think? Pink or orange? Yeah, I think pink and orange fish. So just some fish in the background here. Little sea creatures. Maybe there's an octopus floating by. So I might draw like a little octopus friend over here. Kind of looks like a jellyfish. There's my octopus and maybe like another fish down here. Wow, I love it. That looks so cute. So let's label our artwork. You should always put your name on your artwork, just like any good artist. So I'm going to write my name up here. And if you can't spell your name yet, it's okay to ask an adult for help. And now we can spell the word narwhal together. So of course, it's going to start with our letter N, straight line down, straight line across, straight line up. N, A, R, W, H, A, L. And I'm going to underline the letter N because that was our craft for today, was for the letter N. And here it is, friends. Wow, thank you guys so much for playing and getting creative with me today. I love the way that these crafts turn out. Let me grab my little construction paper friend over here. I love how cute these little narwhals are, and they were so fun and easy to make. So if you guys did this activity at home, I would love to see how yours turned out too. So definitely ask an adult to take a picture of your narwhal, and you can post it in the comments of this video for me to see. Thanks again so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a really fun week. For the rest of our Under the Sea week, we have so many cool activities planned for you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll see you next time at Get Your Play Online. Bye!